What up, y'all? It's your girl, Big Coke. Welcome back to the trap. We're going to install that wig I had it customized and reviewed. Yeah, y'all see these ends? Oh, my Lord. They talking about 200 density, 30 inches. Definitely 30 inches, but that density on the end. But we all know how it gets when you have long hair. You got to add more tracks so the ends could be full. But I honestly wish the wigs came like that already. But no worries. I'm going to do all that shit later, like probably during the summer and stuff like that. But right now, I'm just putting on the wig. I want to see how it fits. Y'all peep that widow's peak? Yeah, that's how you pluck a hairline. I be doing my big one lately when it comes to these wigs. I'm definitely getting better. Shout out to YouTube. If it wasn't for y'all, I probably wouldn't even be practicing. But I'm not even going to hold y'all. Summer is coming up, and I'm finna do some braids. So when I do my hair, I will do it online. I will be I'll make videos. It's a long process for me, but I'll do it in clips and sections so y'all can see how to braid your own hair. All right, so we are going to take our Go Apple glue, lace glue from Amazon, extra firm hold. I already cleaned my forehead, and you all know how to install a wig cap by now. So I had already did all of that off of camera. I'm trying to save time with these videos and the editing process so I can actually feed y'all content. And y'all been doing y'all big one with the last, my first two videos. I don't want to say first two, but the ones that have all the views. I love y'all. But go watch the other ones. I had uploaded some recent ones. But yeah, we put in one small layer right now. We're spreading it out. Y'all should know how to do this too, because I showed y'all in the last few videos. But yeah, let's spread it out real good, real thin. I normally like to make this first layer with a little bit more glue. I don't know why, but I think it makes it easier when applying additional layers if you want more than one layer. And plus, this wig, I was only wearing it for the weekend. Like I told you, I only do the wigs on the weekends. When I go to the gym, I just throw it on and I put a headband on it. Otherwise, I don't wear my wigs Monday through Friday like some people do. I don't knock them, but I just don't, because I'm working on preserving my real hair, growing my hair back. And we're just spreading this out. And see how it's already drying? It's already drying up. So now we're just going to go in with another little layer. You see how much glue I'm using? Small dots, all around my perimeter outside of the cap. And then we're going to go ahead and lay that out. Y'all see how it lays out when you smooth it out, when it's smaller layers and less glue? It'll be a better install, I promise you. You don't need too much glue. You're going to be mad as hell. And it won't dry fast enough. And you'll just be wasting the glue. But you see, as I'm spreading it out in these thin layers, it's already drying. I'm literally showing y'all this from beginning to the end. So once it's completely dry, instead of doing it in sections, in my last two videos, I've been doing it like this. I've just been pulling it forward, especially when it's a good wig. When it's a good wig that fits my head, it is actually 13 by 6, like they say. Baby, we don't even need to put it in sections. We can just pull that joint forward. It fits. I don't got to cut no ear tabs, nothing like that. This is actually a good wig. The hair texture is amazing. I didn't see any synthetic fibers or anything in the hair. It definitely caught the bleach when I had bleached the knots, because I did bleach the knots twice only because I was running out of bleach. I don't even know what I was thinking. I should have waited to get more bleach, but I ended up getting more bleach and then just doing it again. And there is still minimal shedding. There's no shedding, barely any shedding, honestly. I should show y'all like in a comb or something like that, but I ain't even do all that. I need to get better at my reviews. But remember, this is the trap. We learning as we go, honestly. So I'm just making sure I got the wig on the glue. I had pressed it in, and then I'm going to use my comb to press it in too. I'm moving out any extra hairs. It looked like there's no extra hairs coming on my face and stuff from what I'm doing, but there is. You know what I'm saying? There is. Hair is very thin and small, so you can't even see what I'm doing, but I know you would know. For those who do hair, when hair get in your face, you know what it looks like. It look like you're probably picking out a fly, mosquito or something. And nothing be there, but it be there. So what I'm doing now is taking my L'Oreal spray, and I'm just going to spray it on there. I normally don't do this. I normally do this after. But I don't know. My spirit was telling me, the wig gods was telling me, girl, go ahead and spray the spray on top and then put your band on. So I'm going to do that. And y'all, it worked out great. Literally, I have pictures and videos to show y'all at the end of what I look like when I had went out with this wig. And we are going to do a bust down middle part like the other video with the deep wave hair. Again, y'all, I don't know if I mentioned it in the beginning, but this is 13 by 6, 200 density, deep wave, 30 inches. And the lace is supposed to be HD, but it wasn't really too much HD, but it definitely gave. So now that the hair is dry, we're taking off our band. And even just like this is laid. It's eating. So what I did here, I just cut it down the middle so I could see. And then instead of using my scissors, I did use an eyebrow razor to cut the lace off. So I did speed this part up because, y'all, I did take my time when I installed this wig. So I'm just trying to fasten it up so you guys don't get too bored and skip through the video and stuff like that. But this is step by step. Y'all see how this is. And again, y'all should know how to cut off your lace as well, even with scissors. Up and down method, up and down. We want rigid. We don't want it straight across or it's going to give helmet. We don't want it to give helmet. We want it to give realistic hairline. So right now, as I'm cutting it, and when all the lace is off, y'all gonna see like it's kind of giving Vladimir. It's kind of giving Dracula. But that's what we want when it comes to the widow's peak. I did pluck this wig off camera as well because I do have plucking videos to show y'all how to get the Lagos hairline, aka the widow's peak. So you should know how to do that by now. But I did cut off like, a little bit more lace, so it's not as sharp. And in this same video, I did pluck some more because they wasn't playing about the 200 density. When I had the wig on the mannequin head and stuff, it really wasn't looking like it until I started customizing it and plucking it and noticing how full it still was. I was like, damn, I gotta go back in this bitch. But yeah, I'm just cutting off. To see that little triangle I had right there? I'm just cutting off that little extra lace. Anything else that's kind of bothering me a bit, I don't like to leave too much lace because it kind of leaves more glue behind and it makes it look more messy. It's not that clean. So we want to just cut off a little bit more, not too much close to the hair, but just enough so we have enough to melt into the skin. And we want to save some lace because this is how you make the hair last when you do reinstalls. So you're not always cutting lace. And before you know it, you ain't got no lace front. So right here is where I had went back into pluck. I did speed this up because I have videos of my plucking. And plus this is on my head. I don't always pluck on my head. I haven't lately, but I did for this because like I said, this 200 density was 200 density. It was mad thick. And I thought I had plucked enough, but I guess I did not. And when I'm plucking and stuff, this shows me that I got a big head because I want it to look realistic on the front. I mean, not too realistic, but realistic enough. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a wig is a wig. But I still want it to look good. So I pluck as much as I can. And then I go in over here to pluck that widow's peak. Because you see it's kind of thick there. So yeah, I pluck some of that out too. I do cut everything in like a V-shape, heart shape. So it can stay in the same look that I had already was going for. Which was the widow's peak. A.K.A. the Dracula look. A.K.A. Lagos hairline, aka Vladimir. Okay, so like y'all see what I'm doing? I'm just plucking it a little bit at a time. I didn't pluck too much. I didn't want to keep plucking too much of the hair because I do want to pluck like as I go, as the hair gets older. I want something to work with. So now y'all see some of the lace is lifting up. We are going to go in with the same glue on the end of the rat tail comb. Put it in those areas where it's lifting instead of just cutting it. That's also how you save the lace. Put glue down there. Don't just cut it off. You can if you want to, if you plan on getting some more wigs, honey. But this the trap. We working with what we got. I ain't got no deal yet where they just sending me wigs out. Baby, I buy these from my pocket, from my hard-earned 9 to 5, okay? I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I did have a little trickety trick that was buying me wigs when I first started. But y'all, I had to cut him off because I said I'm going to take life serious and I'm going to do it myself because I was about to say these niggas, these YNs, these niggas ain't shit for real. They really not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm better off doing bad by myself for real. So I'm just checking the other side. I'm checking everywhere else. I did have a little lifting spot right there. So I just go in with the glue, put that there. And I love this glue because it dries so fast, so you gotta work fast. You gotta work fast as fuck. So I just go ahead and press that down. I don't like to use my fingers too much because your fingers generate heat and that can cause the lace to lift. So I just press it down. Once it's dry, we're gonna go in and start melting. And then we're gonna, use the brush to melt, our signature brush. I know I showed y'all when I was doing the blonde wig, I wasn't using the brush. I was just spraying the product directly on the lace. And the only reason why I was doing that because the hair is blonde, you can't see the product. You honestly can't see the product. So, and plus it came out good anyway, and the product wasn't even showing. So now I'm just pressing everything in, making sure nothing is lifting. See, now I'm looking at it, double checking and making sure I don't need to pluck anywhere. And I don't. So now we can just go into melting. We're using our L'Oreal Lock-It Melting Spray by Guapo and Ebin Melting Spray. I live by these three. You can get them all on Amazon. And I will also put everything I use in this product link in the description from the Amazon storefront, okay? Let's stop playing. So here I am. I had mixed all three of those products in like a shot cup. And it's like a little mini cup I have that I don't even use for drinking. It's just been on my desk. I've been using it for my products. And I mixed them all in a cup. And I've been using a brush. And I dip it in the brush. Well, I dip the brush in the cup. And I go ahead and go ahead and add it on the lace. You all should know how to melt your lace by now with this same method. For the newcomers, that's the only reason why I'm showing this. Otherwise, this part would have been like 30 seconds. But I did go in with my blow dryer. Y'all, I had lost that fan I was using. I was upset. I lost it on my birthday. But I used my blow dryer. Now we're going to melt. It was already dry. Make sure you dry it completely before putting on your band. And then, so that way it doesn't get stuck to the band, whether you're going to use the silk band or a normal wig band to put on there. I did use two, like I'm about to show y'all right now, because I needed that whole melted for real. I just wanted to see, I'm just trying to see my progress and where I'm going with the lace fronts. So now that it's completely dry, let's go ahead and take a look and see if it is melted. Ooh, it's melted, but you already know me. I am going to melt again. But right now I want to make my part, and I am going to fix my widow's peak a little bit by pulling some hair out instead of plucking it because it's kind of too full right there. I do want the widow's peak to look a little bit thinner. So I'm going to use the Legos hairline method to fix this part, but I'm just making sure my middle part is precise. I know hair ain't perfect, but I don't know. I just, when it comes to the wigs, you want to make sure, it's at least a little bit more accurate, so that way it don't look too fake. So I'm just making sure my part is looking good because you can see that. You see that bald spot right there? Yeah, I got carried away with the plucking, or I took out too much hair. So this is how I'm going to fix it, because the other side right there, I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but you can see that pointy part. You see where I'm pulling the hair out, as before the part where the hair is pulled? It looks better than when the hair is right there. So those pieces of hair, I'm going to pull them out. I'm combing out the product from the hair, and then I'm going to start pulling it out. You can see me do this in real time. I normally do this method on the wig stand to avoid ripping the lace, but I kind of take my time with it and do it little pieces at a time. You're going to see how I do that. See, I'm combing out the product that's keeping it stuck. And then I'm going to start pulling. I'm going to start pulling out the hairs little by little. If I would have pulled this hair all at once, it probably would have ripped the lace, or my lace would have lifted. But if you do it a little bit at a time, it's going to stay intact. It's going to stay in place for sure. The hair is so fluffy. I'm already obsessed with this hair. And I've been wearing it to the gym. It's just been so cute. But I'm going to take a rest on it. I'm going to put back the straight wig and make another video for that 32-inch. But you see this right here? Pull out the hair one by one. Pull it out like that. Little bit at a time. Section at a time. I promise you, if you try to pull it all at once, you're going to fuck your wig up real bad. You're going to be sick. Especially if you do that on camera, you're going to go viral, my mama. But who the fuck got time to go viral when we need to be saving our money for these wigs? Trump is president. And we need to look good at all times. But you see, now it looks so much better to me. This is what I was originally going for. Okay, I'm just making sure any extra hairs are not left behind, and then I'm fixing my part. So in this case, you see that little kind of thinning spot, baldish spot. I still have hair to blend into that because it is like, you see how it's looking? We want it to look realistic. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody hairline just perfect right there. You know what I'm saying? I want it to look realistic. Like, yeah, I got a bald spot a little bit in the front. But let's go ahead and remelt that area. And I'm just going to let that dry. I still go back in on the other sides. I really didn't have to melt again. But melting, it don't matter how many times you got to melt. Melting is essential for it to look natural. So I'm just showing y'all the hair right here. Like, it's not even looking as thin in the back like I thought it was when it's off the head. On the head, it was actually pretty good looking. It was, I'm talking about pretty good looking. That shit was fire. That shit was bust down. Okay, bust down, middle part, 30 inches, jet black. Most of the hair I get is already black. I never really have to dye it black. But one of these videos, I am just going to get me some jet black to dye it. So right here, I'm melting one more time. That's why it's all sped up. Melting one more time so we can go ahead and let that joint dry with our blow dryer. And then we're going to put our band back on and also get to molding and hot combing the hair. This wig, again, if I didn't say it in the beginning, I will have the details in the description box from the Amazon storefront. Y'all better run and go get this mug. I got it for $99.99, but it was originally $129. Y'all can get it for the same price as me if y'all run and go get it from the Amazon storefront under my link. I don't think they selling it outside of that besides under the link, so y'all better go take advantage. Right now we using the Guapo wax stick, our good faithful, old faithful, whatever the fuck they say. I've been having these wax sticks for a minute. I got a lot of them because they used to come with all the products I used to get. And let's just start molding the hair so we can prepare for the hot comb. So now I do use the wax stick as a heat protectant. It's just something about the grease in it that protects the hair, keeps it really from being over processed. But I do have heat protectant. But when it comes to the hot comb and stuff, like on deep wave hair, I don't really use that much heat. So I just use the wax stick and I go ahead and go on with this hot comb. So I'm going in section by section. Well, not really section by section, like left to right type thing. And then I do the back. I don't like to go all the way too down because I don't want to lose the curls. I just want to be able for the top to be flat so you can see the part definition. I've seen a lot of girlies they spray the paint or they use the concealer. I feel like, honestly, if you pluck right and you tone or bleach the knots right, you don't need all that. You don't need the makeup. It definitely comes in handy, though, when you over bleach or over pluck. But if you are, taking your time, using the right amounts, leaving the bleach on for a good certain amount of time, or if you, toning a 613 wig, you won't have that problem. So I went ahead and sprayed some of the spray, the holding spray, aka my melting spray, Good Faithful, L'Oreal, on the sides right there. And I'm going to take my comb and kind of just comb it through the hair so I can keep the moldness right there in the front. I don't know. I like to shape the hair on my face. That's why I do this. And I still go through with the hot comb to give that you see those little humps right there, to kind of, it shapes your face. I don't know. Whatever it's called, whatever this method is called, this helps shaping the hair. Give it shape so it can shape your face. And it definitely does complement the hair and the look. So I do spray some more holding spray right there to kind of hold it. And I take my Nairobi Rapid Shine Foaming Lotion. I am running out. Don't talk too much about it. This is the trap. We're working with what we got. If you don't have no mousse or foaming lotion, you can use water. And I like to use the foaming lotion or mousse that doesn't have any oil in it, because that way if it accidentally touched my lace, it ain't lifting. The mousse with the oils, it'll lift your lace. That's why y'all lace fronts is lifting when y'all do y'all baby hair, because I see most people use mousse to foam mold their baby hair. It's because all those products got oil in it, and oil lifts the lace. So I like to use stuff that doesn't have any oil in there. It could be alcohol based, but more so just water based. But y'all see how this is coming together? Whew. Y'all, this hair ate down. Like deep wave, you can never go wrong on deep wave on a black girl. Like this will always eat down on us. This hair will always eat down on us. I'm sorry, black girls, y'all, we run the deep wave. We're sorry for those who actually have the deep wave hair. It don't even look like y'all hair. This look better on us. So give it here. But yeah, I was just putting more spray on there so I can avoid any frizzing, laying it down. Y'all, look how molded it is. And then I used the back of the hot comb just to kind of seal the spray in there. And it looks so good. Like the part, and that's just only bleached knots and the cap underneath. So I was just taking off my silk band. Of course, it's not dry all the way because look, it was getting stuck. But I'm going to go ahead and clean it up with some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to use a Q-tip instead of like, you know, a tissue or a alcohol wipe or just anything too big that can get onto the actual lace. Using a Q-tip was the best thing I ever thought of. And I had thought about it right now when I was doing the hair. I never thought of using a Q-tip, but it's so much cleaner, so much easier to get the product out. And I'm lying. I think I did it on another video where I had used the Q-tip. But either way, use a Q-tip. It's so much easier, so much cleaner. Doesn't get on the lace. And then y'all already know I am melting it one more time. But this time I'm melting it without the band. I'm just going to let it dry. I put the product on it so we can just get rid of the white cast. And like I said, this wig is only for like one night. I just want it to look good. But I will reinstall it for another event. Coming up, it'll probably be, I don't know, y'all, but keep a lookout. I know I'm gonna install it for another event for sure, because this wig eats down. I just don't want to kill it so much to the point where the hair gets, you know, freaking out the lace. The bitch got bald spots, all kind of shit. But I'm pretty good with my lace fronts. I make them last a long time, for a few months up until the summertime, because I really like to rock them in the winter. I do live in Arizona, so wigs are not it for me during the summertime. That's why I said I'm gonna start showing y'all how I do my hair in the summer. But this is the look. Like, look at that hair, y'all. Oh my goodness. I was talking about it's all thin and stuff, but it looks good. Wow. No, I'm lying. The ends are still a little thin, but it did come out so nice. I really do like it. See how it looks just natural? You know, I ain't even got no makeup on. Like, it's just giving. I like this wig. I do. I really do like this wig. I really do like it. And when I reinstall it, I am going to pluck the sides just a little bit more. I might even incorporate baby hair, but I'm in my era of no baby hair, of learning how to master the no baby hair look. It's just so classy and demure. I love this so much. I appreciate y'all coming to the trap, but this me all dressed up. I put my makeup on. Like, look, y'all. And I'm going to show y'all how I do my clusters. Those are clusters. I was cute. Like, look at me. Like, look at me. 8 down. But thanks for coming to the trap. Love y'all. Bye.